Sonic Adventure 2 is the best Sonic game. Don't at me. I'm just saying.
He's a liar. If you're not playing Shadow the Hedgehog, you're not playing Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay.
This is blasphemy. All right, this is that new age retroactive reviewing blasphemy that Sonic fans like to do.
If you can show me one game where Sonic the Hedgehog picks up a gun, I'll give it to you.
Sonic doesn't pick up a gun in that game. It's not the same.
Exactly. Shadow does. That's why it's better.
No, listen. It's not Sonic. It's not in the DNA.
Hey, I have a question for you guys before we start. If the Sonic characters were human, what race would they be?
What do you mean? Oh, I don't know.
Knuckles would be black or
people say he'd be black, but he'd really be like South American.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought you guys mentioned
we say he's black only because the rapper and Knuckles' main thing of music is usually rap, and it was a black rapper, so people associate Knuckles with black mainly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go by his history of his people and stuff, he would be South American.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Tails looks like a little white boy. I don't know.
Yeah, Tails is the whitest person on the thing. Sonic probably makes me honest.
Yeah.
Well, he's mixed with, I'll let y'all decide.
I want to be like Asian. I want to be like Asian. Asian.
He probably Jap American.
Jap American, Japanese white. So,
you could have just said Asian, bro. There was a term for that.
I don't know the word.
Yeah.
You could have asked. You could have been like, "Hey, what's the term for being half white, half Asian?" It's Asian.
I got my answer.
And it means the one that'll be weird, and Shadow is just every race at one time.
He's just all of them.
Rouge, I want to say Hispanic, but I don't have anything to back it up.
Racially ambiguous.
To be fair, they'll most likely make her more like Catwoman.
You know, it's funny you guys should say that because I thought like Sonic could be Hispanic too. Maybe Speedy Gonzalez reference right there. You know, two fast people.
And he speaks to a grain in American culture.
Sonic is
this man's favorite food is chili dog, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, Sonic's the cool kid on campus. He's not Speedy Gonzalez, okay? That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be the cool
Too
kid.
much of Sonic's personality to come from America. Put him anything other than white. At least part American.
He was born in Japan, but America claimed half custody. Okay, yeah. So we're in a parental relationship with this character, all right? That's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, hey, audience! I saw you there. Acknowledging you.
Over here. You guys want to get started?
I suppose so.
All right. Well, let's get started. Welcome to Comic Fanatic Live. You're here with me, Crypto Seeker 415, Pledge Allegiance to the Eagle, all that good stuff. Next.
Okay. My name is Jake Tylenol, and I'm riding on the wave of the Supersonic. Okay. I'm going to show you.
I'm Ace Comics Austin. I'm sick of him making these references. You know, I was okay with it for a little bit, then he started getting bad, and he got good again, and then he just back to bad. All right.
Well, that was great. You don't even know what you're talking about.
I want you to know you've used that before.
I used it when?
So that makes you a hack. So
I'll go back on every video and check. I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and I've been in the creepypasta fandom set for 12 years, and happy birthday, Deuce.
Okay.
And together, we form the Fanatics, and today we talk about the news and reviews of last week, or maybe this week. Sometimes
this last week.
This week and last week, yeah. You know, and we also have socials, but only a certain someone has the keys to telling us.
Yeah, I'm the one who opens up Pandora's box of the social media, so I can tell you. Yeah, so subscribe to the YouTube channel because I said so. And if you don't, I'm going to send one of the creepypastas out to you. Which one? Sonic.exe. That's who I'm sending.
Oh, God.
Hey, he got a resurgence. Shut up. Anyways, so you can also follow us on the Twitter at ComicFanatic69. And on one of the most recent posts, please tell us, do you want us to post our lives on Twitch and Spotify? Let us know because, yeah, do it. I said so. Anyways, if you want to follow me, your boy, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. I've been posting a lot of gay stuff because it is gay month. So yeah. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at witch_of_Jotunheim. I do post things on there. I just got to remember to actually post them. You feel?
Mhm.
Anyways, if you want to find Austin, he is a wall with a face on it. You cannot forget the bright blue eyes. It does not matter what's painted on him. Yeah, I got bright blue eyes and hot pink blush. Remember that.
Hit it.
If you also want to find Jay, I don't know. He's chilling out.
The crew in the
he's
schoolyard.
he's just chilling out, man. I don't know where, but
We
he's
can't keep making a
no,
joke,
wait,
bro.
he
We
needs to
can't
go
keep
get a
going. I made
grand
it last
slam.
week. I did make it.
No, I remember where he is. He just texted me. He's going to Denny's and getting a grand slam with Blaze and Silver. Remember that?
Yes. Also, I'm also
Weirdo.
meeting Amy at IHOP as well. So,
Yeah, that's afterwards though.
was afterwards. Yes.
Yeah. That's afterwards. If you don't understand that reference, that first part of the reference, we can't be friends. And if you want to find Cryptid, he just told you how to find him, but very, very simplistically. Also, audience, remind me to make the freaking the character sheets for each of our characters so that you guys can have reference points. Anyways, yeah, that's it.
All right. With that, we can get started. Austin, you do the honors.
Let's talk about the worst trilogy to probably ever exist in history. The Venom
Hey,
trilogy is terrible.
no, it's great, man. You're just being a hater.
The first one is good. The second one does not make any sense when you ask any question.
Yes.
What about?
I'm
Wait,
telling
hang
you, I rewatched it
Doesn't
3
need to make
times.
sense.
Hang on. Is this worse than Resident Evil? The Resident Evil trilogy?
Yeah,
Resident Evil had a solid 2 movies. I'll give it that. Like for
Yeah.
what it was. But
it's like 5
everything else,
films. 2 are good, and 1's memeable at the very least, and the other 2 are bad.
Yes.
Okay. Here's what I want to say this. I like the first part of this trailer, and then for some reason it felt like they added another trailer and stitched it on that one.
No,
It's
what it
because
is
it's- Go
yeah,
ahead.
what it is that they saw like the Joker trailer and like, okay, let's make a musical out of this. Put some dance numbers here. Yeah.
It wasn't even that. It was
Yeah.
like the
It feels like
first
the
part.
Suicide Squad situation where they had a serious trailer made and then let them make one kind of funny.
No, it's not, I don't know. It's just like the first part of the trailer is like, oh, Eddie, our biggest problem. Because like usually trailers tell you what the big problem of the film is, and they start with like Eddie's being hunted by the government. And like in a usual trailer, if that wasn't your big point, that would just be like, like a couple like seconds just to establish that.
Well, to be fair, if it's a teaser trailer, the real trailer ain't coming until later.
Right, but that was my issue. And then but then as time goes on, they're like, and also there's an alien invasion. I was like, oh, okay. This kind of felt like there were 2 different stakes going on, and these can coexist in the same movie. I don't have a problem with that. And just the way it was stitched together was like, it felt like they were telling 2 different stories.
They are. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They still want to do the Null invasion story that they set up in the first film,
Oh,
but the last
God.
film they set up Toxin, so they had to do Toxin, which is with the government situation.
Yeah. Do a 2-parter. Yeah, y'all have no shame. Sony has no shame. It's a 2-parter. Okay.
But this trailer, like you said, it's poorly paced.
Yeah.
It doesn't really tell you a lot. It might be a teaser trailer I don't remember, but either way, it's the first trailer.
And apparently
they show you probably the worst thing they could have did, but I know why they did it, so I'm gonna say it. In the trailer, they have Baron Mordo hunting symbiote people, and he goes to the MCU. He's not Baron Mordo himself; he's the actor though. But he goes to the MCU, and he gets the Venom stuff that was at that bar they got left over, and takes it out of the MCU.
The
reason this happened, it's terrible. It's the worst thing they probably could have did. They probably will fuck this movie over a little bit for people. But the reason they did it because, as we all know, behind the scenes, they wanted Spider-Man 4 to be some big multiverse story thing, and the Venom thing was going to be a part of that because the Venom hive mind bullshit they set up in No Way Home. I mean, at the end of Venom 2.
Yep.
But so when Marvel's like, bro, no, we set up Spider-Man 4 to have personal stakes. You can't do a big story like that. Sony got mad. They tried to take their ball and go in this situation. So now Marvel MCU can't use the symbiote at all.
Wow.
Which,
Yeah.
I guess it's fine. There's other stories you can do without. There's a lot of Spider-Man stories you can do without Venom, but it sucks.
The
You
problem
can
is
say
they
that, but
set
if you
it
already
up.
set it up,
Jake.
there's no point in
But
like if you already set it up, it's terrible to just take it away.
Yeah.
What?
They didn't.
I'll be. I can one up you on your BS. Venom horse, greatest thing in all of the invention, and as per the thumbnail, one of the best scenes in the trailer.
The did.
I will. Okay, I will say Mrs. Chen. She's now the new Wong. Like she's
Mrs.
getting
Chen
better
is-
with age.
I'm fine with Mrs. Chen. I actually
Yeah.
like Mrs. Chen.
She is getting better with age. You know.
No, but the Venom horror stuff is cool. Cause like Venom taking over Animal stuff, some people already asked wasn't like the first film, so I have no problem with that.
Okay, wait, no, but I have a question. Maybe I'm just like not getting it. Is he leaving Eddie to get on the horse? I thought like every time that happens,
Yes.
that would.
Yeah.
So doesn't that ruin
The
Eddie?
problem, no, Jake. The problem isn't that Venom automatically kills people or stuff. He chooses to do that. He's just shit person.
No, I mean
That's it.
when he leaves Eddie to go attach to the horse, it seems like it's completely. Doesn't that fuck
Yeah.
with Eddie? He should be sick,
No.
right? He's not.
No,
Oh,
No,
I thought he gets sick.
no. The
He gets
first movie, the symbiotes were actively looking for a perfect host. And if you weren't perfect host, they were killing you and absorb your nutrients so they can survive to go find another host. That was the problem was.
Oh, so he just not did. Okay.
So yeah. So once Eddie started liking it, once they started liking each other towards the end of the movie, they kind of got rid of it, and that's why in the second movie he could leave him, to go to Mr. Chang and shit.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I forgot. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
But yeah,
I haven't
the only problem with the symbiote thing is like you set it up for the MCU already, so just randomly taken away is going to piss people off. It don't matter if they have more stories. That's you set it up. You set up the expectation, and you took it away.
I don't think most people had an expectation. I don't remember a lot of people being like, other than like, oh, maybe it'll happen. I don't remember people being like, oh, it's going to happen. So I don't even think people.
I mean,
Anybody who
people
liked
were
Venom,
excited.
saw the symbiote left the MCU wanted that, and then Spider-Man 2 came out, which made people want it more.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I mean,
I really think
I
it was
mean,
just
Jake,
like, I can see that
I'm-
guarantee.
Nigga, not thinking that big a deal that Spider-Man's main villain, who people see as one of his main villains, not being used in MCU.
No, I
But
don't
it is
think
a big deal to
I
anybody
don't think
who
the
likes Venom
setup
or
is as
Spider-Man.
big as
Jake,
maybe
look,
now it's gone, and we'll see what happens to it in Venom 3.
It doesn't
Jake.
matter how big the setup was. The setup was that there's a symbiote in MCU, which led the
Yeah.
door open to people getting some of the stories they wanted. And then it's
Mhm.
taken away in a movie that isn't even connected to the MCU full on.
Yeah, I don't. But it was from
I
Venom.
mean,
anyway. So even if they
I
went,
mean, oh, go ahead. I was
like,
about to
it's-
say like, oh, go ahead. You, go.
I'm saying it's from Venom anyway. When you watch that movie, you watch it with the knowledge that Venom was here. So if you're going to see Venom 3, you're going to see it taken away anyway. It's not like the same as like when you're watching The Mandalorian and then like you find out in a show that might have nothing to do with it that like Mandalorian gets Grogu back.
So you're looking at it from a production. I'm not saying it from a production standpoint. I'm saying it from a fan standpoint
Yes.
of we wanted your setup that we might get Venom versus Spider-Man and the MCU for the last time it happened. It was terrible, and now you got the MCU Spider-Man, all the other crazy stuff that you can do that you open the universe up to, and you took it all away. I'm not arguing that it's happening in the side movie. I'm arguing that you set up this huge potential, and then everything about Venom has gained traction in those years since that happened through the games, through the comic stuff. Venom's a way bigger deal he's ever been. He's about to be put in Rivals and all the other stuff, and then you took it away.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, I'd just be mad at Sony, so I don't really see this as.
I mean, I've heard people state that like the cliffhanger
That's why
of
I didn't
Venom
say it
2
was a
was
problem
the
for
best
MCU. I
part
said
of the
people would be
movie.
mad at Sony.
Oh, okay. We're Sony in general, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say like the cliffhanger of Venom 2 was the best part of the movie, and then look what happened here. You know, like
I saw Venom 2. I thought he was going to get active in the way home at some capacity. I was kind of disappointed he was just standing.
Well, and No Way Home
I
kind of
also
continue
the
off
other
of that
part. Venom's
cliffhanger.
a huge disappointment in No Way Home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're all say,
they don't show Toxin. They don't show Null. We show some dog version of Venom stuff. I want to say kind of like
CGI beast. Some CGI beast.
Yeah, some CGI monster that barely looks like a symbiote situation.
I mean, at this point,
Eddie
like the writers are like,
it's kind of funny, I guess.
Yeah, at this point, the animators are like, we'll just draw whatever, you know.
Yeah. They already announced it's a final movie, so
Thank God.
like Venom, so it's very likely that. So I'm glad they set up straight. So, oh, Eddie, one of them might permanently die. I really doubt they'll do it based on how these films are.
Uh-huh.
But
I,
I don't know, man. I
I
don't see
do.
how you're gonna do the full symbiote invasion to have Venom and Toxin fight and win everybody. You know, I don't see how that happen.
Uh-huh.
I don't think Noel's coming to the symbiote unless if it's just going to be some like a butchering of the
Either
character.
he isn't, it'll feel weird to be like, oh yeah, the symbiote invasion situation happened, and then you have Toxin who's already stronger and faster than Venom. It's like, is he just gonna take over the army of the symbiotes, or are they just gonna team up? Is the Gods over Kong situation?
Yeah, I don't see Noel being. I think it's kind of like how I felt about Iron Man 3 when I saw the trailers, and I was like, either one of these plots is not as big of a deal as the other. Where I was like, either Mandarin's not in this film, or like Extremis is not that big of a deal. And that's how I saw the Iron Man 3 trailer. I think it's going to be the same here. It's like, I don't think the invasion is not going to be as big as it is, or the government plot's not going to be as big as it is. It's the one of the same.
I don't think the government plot's gonna be as big as it is. I think the invasion should take precedent. That's a whole part of the whole point of Venom One was that
Yeah.
that they were supposed to the symbiotes were supposed to be here. They set up the invasion, and then Eddie betrayed his leader, who was the main villain of the first film.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're smart, the invasion will be the big part of this film. But it's very likely they're probably going to just try to focus on Toxin.
Nice.
Because technically he's already here, even though you don't see when he was made.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? He might not even be Toxin. That man might turn to Noel for all we know. Like, who knows? This is stupid.
I kind of hope we don't get Noel. Like, that motherfucker, you gotta build up.
Yes, exactly.
To
You
be
know?
fair, 3 movies should have been enough, but the whole second film's a whole different random thing. It feels like.
I think you could do well if you the symbiote invasion has to happen in the second act if you want like the biggest impact of it. I don't want to be like a Ghostbuster situation like the last one. Like I like that one, but like one thing I had a problem with is like when the snow part happened, like the big trailer moment happens. It's not that much of the movie. And I'm afraid that's gonna happen with the symbiote invasion part, where it's gonna just be in the third act, and then just kind of clean it up. And
I agree. I don't think they're doing Noel because also Spider-Man 2 teased Noel with the squirrely stuff and all the other things. So I think the Toxin's gonna be the first part of the film. The government's gonna be chasing him down. Toxin's also gonna be chasing him down. I think he's gonna get the squiggly face Noel thing. It's not gonna be like the real Noel, but he's gonna be like the Carnage power up thing.
Yeah.
Where he's getting powered by something from space. And then they'll just leave it open.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, they also did tease Noel. I don't know if you guys brought this up, but they teased Noel in Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
I forgot
So we got
about
the all
that.
black.
Yeah, the all black.
Mm-hmm.
So audience,
So it's like
the all black it's Noel's sword. It's like the first symbiote.
Yeah, so it's also very possible they're going to do Toxin, and then he's going to get some of Noel's power, and then later they're going to be like, "Oh, if Marvel want to do a crossover, we can do the Noel thing," and that'll be that.
What were you saying, Captain?
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, that also explains why a lot of the fodder creatures in Thor 4 were all so dark. You know, that you can barely see that CGI. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, Venom Last Dance. I'm interested enough to watch the movie. I don't really care.
Wait, do we know who's directing it?
No.
If it's Andy Serkis, I don't trust that guy at the Carnage. Bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't trust him too. He couldn't handle one plot line. He's not handling two, bro. I can't trust that guy.
Let Andy Serkis get a paycheck. All right. There's not a hill to die on.
Act like one of these symbiote. If we can act like a monkey, he better act like one of these symbiote creatures.
Yeah. I think we're all still going to see it anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the
trilogy is pretty free, so I kind of legally have to go see it.
Yeah. I mean, I have to see it because if you stuck around the second film, and this is going to be the last, you might as well stick with it to the end. You know.
Let's get it over.
People have been enjoying these movies more, and the Venom movies more than half of the MCU stuff out nowadays. So
I'm surprised by
they
that.
better not be. If anyone tell me they like Venom 2 more than like Ant-Man 3, I'll fight you.
Oh
I
yeah,
will. I
yeah,
really will. I'll
definitely.
never agree with that. I hated Ant-Man 3. I'll never agree with that.
Yeah, for all the people saying like MCU just builds up to like what it's big CGI fights and at the end. That's what Venom does. It's gonna be that but boring. Like, come on, you know.
Ain't gonna be that, but fake rated R.
There you go. There you go. So, all right then. If that, you guys want to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay. Who wants to do the next one?
Oh, I thought this was your topic.
Okay. Uh, Giancarlo Esposito joins Captain America 4.
As who?
It's a mysterious role, and this was a last-minute addition, apparently. Yeah, because in case the audience doesn't know, yeah, Cap 4 is officially not going to be released this year. It's going to be released next year now. So
I read-
the MCU will only have one movie this year, which is Deadpool. Yeah. Um,
Hi, Red Temperance. Welcome to the podcast.
oh, yay.
Nothing about the Venom movies appeals to me, to be honest, and that's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
That's 100% valid.
It's hard to build a movie about a villain without having his hero as part of it. Like, what the heck, you know? But anyway, we're talking about the situation right here. I've been hearing a lot of speculations and rumors. We did get a set photo of what he looks like on set, and he looks very Black Ops ish, like a soldier, you know. Some people are saying it might be Nick Fury's brother. I've been hearing other people say it might be Boulevard Trask to try and force a tie into X-Men. I'm just like trying to think who in the Cap family could he be? Maybe he could have been April Manning. That could have been a deep dive, but I don't know. It's an unannounced role.
Yeah.
But I do think it's going to end up being Boulevard Trask because they want to tie in. They want to tie in some. I guess they want to tie in something else to this movie to make it to say that this is a must-see movie because it's going to be advertising the X-Men. You know.
Well, as long as it's up to Los Pollos standards, I'm okay with it.
Wouldn't it be funny if he is Boulevard Trask and you have this ongoing gag that Boulevard Trask ends up being casted by a minority in every adaptation now?
That'd be great.
The irony in that.
It's true.
But yeah, to be honest, I don't know what the hell's going on with this movie at this point. I know they want this movie to win. I've just been hearing rumors like what was I about to bring up? They're going to do away with the alien plots.
Yeah. Red Temperance says an MCU Black Ops character could be anyone. Look at who they did. Look at what they did to my boy Backdrop.
Yeah, that is true. Hot Truck was great until.
Oh hell no! There's a beetle.
Until What If made him lame, and I started realizing the actor just didn't even care at that moment. And
I just like the way he went out in the MCU. He got shot like a lame-o. Like,
yeah, that was pathetic. And even like the cameos he makes from then on, he speaks English, and I'm like, he's Batroc the Leaper. He should speak French, never English. Come on.
I have a problem with like him dying at some point, but I like him being a reoccurring villain in counter because in the MCU we don't get a lot of reoccurring villains. You know what I mean? Like
I know,
like,
I know.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you want them to still be there long enough to continue the momentum and not see them be lame. Like, I mean, for me, the lamest thing from him was when he was in that What If episode with Captain Carter. I'm like, God, this is just a lamer version of the fight with him and Steve, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, but going back to this topic, who do you guys want this actor to be?
Don't care.
Huh?
I don't care.
Oh.
As long as they get rid of one specific character, I'll be okay. I don't.
the actor himself did state that, like, he has been hearing theories, fan castings of who fans want him to be. He name dropped Charles Xavier to even Doctor Doom, and he says whoever he's going to be, it's going to be somebody that nobody expected. So, yeah. Any thoughts before we move on, guys?
Nope.
No, but I am
Okay.
really excited about the next topic, Cryptid.
Okay, go ahead.
I
With that,
texted
which
you earlier today to tell you about this.
Yay! It's all
So,
the
you know what? I'm going to say it. So, Dragon Prince Season 6 comes out on July 26th. And we should be hyped because this is either the second to last or like the last season. Who knows? This is one of the last few seasons, and I am terrified yet excited.
I think this is the second to last season, so I'm
it's gonna
I'm
be
60.
intense.
Yeah, I'm 60% sure on that. It's been a while since I think they did announce like 4 seasons after that whole year-long couple years hiatus they had. So yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what goes down. I'm rewatching it right now, just like with no audio, and the shots look amazing. Like I'm excited to see what goes down.
Hey, I know you're excited that we got to see Terry in a glimpse here. He's combing Claudia's hair, which shows that Claudia didn't sacrifice or do something harmful to him.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We're gonna have to see what happens to Terry after all of this. I know we don't want to hear it, but realistically, he's probably going to be put in prison.
Yeah, he was. He was an accomplice to Claudia and all her schemes, and even did kill for her. So
maybe he won't be imprisoned. This is just a crack shot theory. Maybe he won't be imprisoned, but he'll end up. I wouldn't say turn on Claudia, but like realize that this is not going well, so I have to like leave.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
but I'm not giving anything to chance.
Unfortunately, which I think the idea is Terry's going to feel obligated to have to stick with Claudia, given her mental breakdown at this point. Like she lost everybody in her life. Terry's literally the only one who's with her now. If he goes, that's it. That's it. She's going to probably want to rip the world in half at that point.
Yeah, but we'll have to see what happens. As long as Terry doesn't die, I'm okay.
Gotcha.
But I'm seeing a cover for season 6, and oh my god, Erebos looks so awesome. Also, there is a chance that we're gonna get Rayla's family back from the coins. There's a chance.
Yay.
Yeah, more gay elves, guys.
Their parents.
It's either they're gonna be back or they are going to be seen in a flashback. I'm kind of hoping for the first one, but honestly, both work perfectly for me.
That's cool. Damn, it's just such a long break in between like seasons with Dragon Prince. I really have to catch up with that series. But we're definitely
catch up with it, Cryptid, so that we can talk about it.
Oh yeah, don't worry. When this season comes out, like I'm gonna try and make it an mission to finish that whole series in the weekend so we could do the review on it. So
cool beans.
Yeah.
But like I'm really excited for this. I've been keeping up with it since the beginning because like after Voltron ended, I was like, I need something to watch. And then this showed up in my recommendations and I was like,
Yay.
But I'm ready for more elves, ready for more gay elves, ready for awesome peoples being badass. Not ready for any character deaths, so no characters that I like. I don't want them to die.
Hey, I could do away with one cannibalistic star elf. So yeah.
But I like Erebos though.
He's a cannibal, which he literally. How many points did that deduct from your hot rating? The fact that he's a cannibal, which.
hot.
Okay.
You know, wait until you meet some of my OCs, okay? Then we'll talk again.
Okay.
I literally have
good.
a siren OC who literally eats sailors that pollute the ocean, so you know.
Okay.
Oh wait, I just realized they have multiple posters of Erebos in different
Oh,
settings.
that's true. Speaking of Erebos, what's his name? Claudius Fodder? I keep forgetting that guy's name.
Me too.
You know
Doesn't
who I'm
matter.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
The one who Erebos basically made his beep.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looked like in the last season, yeah, he was going to fully die. Like he came to terms with that. Yeah, I'm going to die. My month of living is over. Yeah, I would rather die than have to kill anybody else, even if that somebody else is a bastard child of mine and Aravos's. Yeah, in this trailer, we get to see that he's still around. So I wonder what happened there. You know?
Yeah, but I'm really excited.
Yeah. Same here. It's one of those
Like,
few. It's one of those few silver linings audiences that me and which, honestly, we really much enjoy this together
yeah,
equally.
this
You
is
know?
one of the few things we don't argue over.
Yep. But all right then. I guess with that, we can move on then.
Yeah, we're not gonna spoil it for you guys if you want to watch it. So go watch the trailer, go watch the show, and then we will regroup when the comes out.
Definitely. But while we do that, Jake will announce his next topic.
Yes, Superman's lack of awareness is costing the city as Lois's ambitions are pushing her further away from the people in her life, while the two investigate a conspiracy that threatens to destroy Metropolis in My Adventures of Superman, Season 2, Episode 3.
Yay.
So yeah, actually I didn't really like this episode as much as the other two. I thought kind of like the threat was a mess, honestly. Um, Basically, there's a company called Ameritech, and they're unleashing a new project called the Metallo Project.
They're not being so subtle with that name, apparently. And I'm not talking about Metallo. I'm talking about Ameritech.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Oh no, is it Ameritech or Amertech? Let me look this up. It's Amertech.
I don't know, but it smells like hairspray in here now.
But yeah. So the so basically, I'm sorry, I'm looking this up. Oh, it's Amertech. That's what it is. My bad. Thank you for correcting me. But yeah, so basically, Amertech is releasing a project called Metallo, and these are supposed to be robots of Superman's strength level that can protect the city. But this power core that they use is like highly unstable or whatever.
Okay.
And rather than and the reason that the CEO doesn't want to shut the project down is essentially because a lot of people are trying to fill the void left behind by Parasite. For those who don't know or didn't watch season 1, Parasite used to be was a suit that was made, and then it melded with its creator's skin
Grotesque.
to become Parasite, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're trying to make the Metallo project, but the core is unstable. And the two people, Silas Stone, Cyborg's father, and John Henry Irons, Steel, are trying to blow the whistle, but they're being chased by live wire and all this stuff. It's typical stuff. I'm okay with all this, but then at some point the villain just like loses his mind. Like the CEO wants good publicity, but when he feels cornered, he's like, okay, then I'm going to activate the core that I know will blow up the city. Like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, what's happening here? So I didn't really like the villain in this episode. Clark is still enjoyable. Superman is great. I really like his characterization in this. I like that he's not arrogant, but he's kind of just coasting. Like, this episode is more about Superman doing the superhero job, but not really taking the time to slow down and actually think about every incident he's stopping. Like at the very beginning, he saves Silas. He saves Silas Stone from a house fire, and before Silas could tell him, like, "Hey, by the way, I think I'm being hunted," Superman just kind of darts off because he hears the next crime, and he kind of leaves Silas by himself. And had he stayed with Silas, he would have learned that like Livewire was hunting him down, essentially. And and it's because Superman's lack of like Superman's clumsiness and negligence that it almost cost the city. And he takes that pretty hard. I think it's a good lesson for him to learn. It's more than just about taking account of the tree. Sometimes it's about learning why the cat's in the tree. Things like that. We also have General Lane in Clark Kent's apartment, and I still am not a fan of Lois for that. Because immediately they already show you how there's a problem where Clark can't even get in his own house because his clothes are in his apartment, but General Lane is at the couch, essentially, where his clothes are right next to him, and Jimmy has to sneak the clothes out to him. I'm like, this is like kind of
he can't super speed it, man. Come on.
He doesn't want to risk General Lane to be like, what was that? You know what I mean? Like, because General Lane's pretty smart. Keep in mind, this is the guy who in prison is 10 steps ahead of Amanda Waller. In prison. Okay?
Okay.
So this guy isn't to be messed with. And General Lane also doesn't like Clark either because from his perspective, Lois came to help him break him out of prison last week with Superman, but Clark wasn't there to make sure his daughter was okay. So he's not really so, Clark's like, it is what it is.
You better step up if you want to date my daughter.
Yeah, that's true. And so, and then Jimmy has this side plot. I like that they're keeping Jimmy involved. Jimmy has this side plot where he's trying to learn to be a better team leader because he's in charge of his own news crew. I thought the lesson he learned was kind of dumb because he didn't really do anything wrong. Basically, he has an 11-year-old on his team, assigned to him by Perry. Basically, and this 11-year-old wants to drive a drone into Superman level incidents, and Jimmy's like, "No, you're a child." Basically, but at the end of the episode, Jimmy winds up having to rely on this kid to help save Superman with his drone. And then he's like, "Wow, I'm a bad leader. I didn't really think to do that earlier." But I'm like, "Jimmy, no, you made the right call at the right time." But so I thought his lesson was a bit contrived. Lois, on the other hand, I'm not completely sold on this version of Lois. I did like her in this episode enough. She was up against Vicky Vale and trying to uncover the scoop. But the thing is, Vicky Vale is the best reporter on the planet. And so Lois is like the runner-up, basically.
Who's also a reporter in Gotham, mainly. Yeah, keep that in mind.
Yeah, the Gotham Gazette. She's the best reporter in the Gotham Gazette. Don't ask me why she's here, but she's allowed to be in Metropolis to cover a story. So they're trying to race to get this story, and at some point, Vicky's like, "You know what, Lois? Damn, like you're good. Like you're the best competition I've had in years." And then she like tells her like, "You might want to start thinking about working for the Gotham Gazette." And and Lois is like, "Oh no, I might have to move cities." And I'm like, "Oh no, I guess your boyfriend could see you on the weekends with his super speed." So,
not even just on the weekends, like whenever he wants.
Right, and whenever he wants. If he has time, he can just show up. He can even break you on some cases. In fact, Vicky's in Metropolis covering a story. Why can't you just do the same for Gotham? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even see the issue.
You don't have to be there all the time. You can just be there every once in a while.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a nothing issue. But she doesn't want to talk to Clark about it because Clark's going through his own stuff. So it's kind of doing this trope DC likes to do because they did this with Harley and Ivy and the Harley Quinn show, where like the couple won't just talk to each other, won't find time to talk to each other because conveniently they're both going through big things. They don't want to interrupt each other and all this other stuff. But it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, the episode the episode was okay. I like the characters. There's some things I don't like. I don't like the Flanderization of character traits, which is a whole other topic. But I don't like how the CEO is just so obviously evil. Like, say what you want about Lex Luthor, like you knew he was evil in the old show, but like he didn't but you couldn't prove it. You know what I mean? Because he was just so good at carrying himself. You couldn't prove he was evil, basically. Say that again, Mitch?
Which you're staticking up.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, Jake, you're telling me this person's giving Mr. Burns kind of vibes.
It's like Lois asked him a simple question. "Hey, what happened to John Henry Irons? He worked for you. He was your spokesperson." And he was like, I don't know what happened to him. I'm like, bro, what? You're not trained in like speaking in front of a crowd. Like, what's wrong with you? You know, it's just these obvious lies and obvious like he's clearly a bad person that like it doesn't really feel like believable to me. And like I said, he just has this freak out, which really destroys the city. I'm like, what were you trying to? Are they trying to be a hero? You know, but I don't know. At the end of the day, My Adventures of Superman, episode 3, it's okay. But Superman, it really does carry the show, which is what you want from the show. I really do like seeing Superman at work. Oh, also Clark unlocked his new power, which hasn't been used in comics to my knowledge. He can now create energy fields. So that's a thing.
Okay, going back to it, you wanna know how I knew that Lex Luthor is gonna be evil in any comic that he gets introduced in?
Because he's bald.
No, well, yes, partially.
Because he's rich.
But also, a good example of what I'm talking about is the DC Ruby crossover book, where he just pulls up in a mech suit and he's just standing there menacingly.
I forgot what his superpower was in that book. Like,
suit.
Well, speaking of Lex,
teleport. Yeah.
Speaking of Lex, we even got LexCorp in the next issue because in the next episode. So that's gonna be fun. And now Lex Luthor is gonna. I'm assuming Lex is gonna start his open war with Superman. Like, I'm gonna publicly ruin you because I hate you for some reason. He doesn't really hate Superman, but he's just an obstacle right now. But I'm sure he'll hate him eventually. So you know.
Okay. Everybody's looking for something to hate, somebody to hate in order to uprise their campaign. You know.
I don't think Lex hates Superman per se. I just think he wants a shot to be a big shot. And Amanda Waller hates Superman. So if I have to hate Superman so I can be with Amanda Waller, I'll do it. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's My Adventures of Superman. It's okay. I mean, this episode's okay. I would still continue watching the series. I think it's not bad enough to derail me. So, you know.
Gotcha. Alrighty then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next one, which again is another Jake topic. Go ahead, man.
I wanted to quickly go over Yakuza 8. Now, a while ago, I don't know which episode, I did a Yakuza 8 review, and this is the second half of it because I beat the game. So in this part, Kazuma Kiryu, the Dragon of Dojima, the greatest fighter in all of Japan, has cancer. Okay, so now while battling cancer, he's essentially benched by the rest of the main cast to head back to Japan, leaving Ichiban and crew to solve the mystery of this cult in Hawaii while Kiryu is recovering. But while Kiryu is recovering in Japan, he learns that the conspiracy in Hawaii is also tied to a conspiracy in Japan, and he must assemble a team and work together with them for the first time, having his own team to save the day. And they both converge in the end to do this. I think the ending of this story was actually like, because the rest of the story is like typical Yakuza stuff. You've seen it before. I'd say Ichiban steals the show. I highly recommend you play this game in English because Ichiban's voice actor kills it. You want to be friends with this guy.
Yeah, kills it in more ways than one, apparently, right, Jake?
You want to be friends with this guy. This guy is just so awesome. And he's dumb and he's a goof, but like he's very like intuitive and he's a people person. All of his side missions are about him wanting to get to know people no matter how weird they are. Like he's just interested in people, basically.
Yeah.
Which is good because one of the things he wants to do in life is he wants to reform. Because after the events of Yakuza 7, the Yakuza in Japan are no more. So he wants to spend the rest of his life helping these former criminals find real jobs and reform and not have to go back to a life of crime, essentially. Which I think makes the ending so much more powerful. There's like that spoilers for the game, but there's like a moment, there's this villain throughout the story that keeps taunting Ichiban and like keeps calling him stupid and like all this other stuff. And Ichiban's like, listen, by the end of this, you and I, we're gonna have a conversation, okay? You and I, we're gonna have an honest talk. And he's like, I'm telling you right now, like that's not gonna happen. We're not friends, okay? And then so when everything comes crashing down on the villain, it's this great moment. Like the villain's like, everyone's about to like, there's a lynch mob outside of his house, and they're trying to kill him. And Ichiban goes into his house and sits in front of him. He's like, well, we're gonna have that talk now. And the guy's like, why are you here? He's like, well, honestly, I'll help you. He's like, but why? It's like, well, because we were friends at the start of the story. He's like, I wasn't really your friend. I was trying to manipulate you. He's like, yeah, I know, but I really like hanging out with you. It was fun. I don't. And this dude is like, you're so dumb. How could you just like forgive me after everything? I could betray you again. He's like, I guess so, but that's on me, not you. Like, you know. And listen, the truth is, you did bad things, and you have to go to jail. But I want you to know, when you get out of jail, you will have a friend, and I will be your friend when you leave jail, and I will help you get back on your feet. And this guy's like, this dude's like, what are you talking about? Like, he can't wrap his head around it, basically. Because this dude was like almost killing a child at one point. And so at some point he's like, he gets to the point where he's like, I can't believe there's someone like this. Like, you sound so dumb, but I trust you with all my heart. And Ichiban's like, okay, well, if you want to take that step, take my hand and we'll do this together. And Ichiban carries this man on his back and walks him through a crowd. And the crowd is yelling at Ichiban and this guy, like, you know, saying all these slurs and trying to put him on Twitter and and cancel him. And Ichiban's just like, he's just not even looking. He's just like, hey man, just focus on the road, focus on the road. And he's just walking. And this is like this beautiful song that plays. There's this moment where some social media hungry people go up to Ichiban, and Ichiban just stands there. And these people just beat the dog shit out of Ichiban. And Ichiban doesn't fight back. Like, he could beat these guys up easily, but he just takes the punishment because he's like, he deserves it, and I'm trying to defend him, so I guess I deserve it too, basically. And then like the crowd just stops. They're like, oh my god, we're awful. Like, we're canceling this man, but he's trying to do good. You know what I mean? Like, it's this great scene, and when Ichiban lays the villain down at the door of the police, like the police building, and he's like, okay, well, now you go to prison, but listen, if you want a visitor, I'll be there. If you need a friend when you get out, I'll be there, and we'll hang out just like we used to when you get out, and I'll help you however I can. And like, it was just like, it was so emotional for me. I was like, oh my god, this is so hurtful. Like, because you know, when you play God of War, like, you know, Kratos' whole thing of like, you know, you can choose to be better and all this stuff. But when we see Kratos, he's already made those steps. But it's interesting seeing a guy from the very beginning of that journey who has no idea how to do it, and there's just someone there to help him, basically. And it's such like a powerful moment, and it just resonated with me. So I just really wanted to talk about it. But you know, I highly recommend Yakuza 8 just for that scene, and also the gameplay is really great. So like, you know, it's good. So you know, yeah.
I sent this one video to Jake a while ago, and I was like, "Isn't this what happens in Yakuza?" It was just like grown, like men just doing all cutesy stuff. I remember specifically, it was these two brothers dancing to Poppy Po. And I sent that to Jake, and I was like, "Isn't this what happens in Yakuza?" And you were like, "Yeah, kinda."
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it kind of was. But yeah, I think Ichiban is a great character. I highly recommend people play Yakuza 7 and 8. 8's better than 7, which is, to be fair, is how it should be. But I highly recommend Yakuza 8. It's a great game. And Kiryu's story is also good as well. It's basically, to sum it up, it's basically like, just because you're facing death doesn't mean you can't go out swinging, you know? There's even a moment where Ishimon's like, listen, you're the Dragon of Dojima. Cancer can't beat you. I mean, and even if it does, you go down fighting as hard as you can. And Kiryu's like, yeah, you know what I mean? So like, you know, I like that story. They're uplifting stories. I highly recommend them. So, you know, Yakuza 8. So there you
go. Okay. Yeah, sounds cool. But anyway, with that, let's move on to something that else sounds cool. And I'll take care of this one. Alrighty. We're on to the comic reviews, audience, and we're starting with the He-Man / Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic crossover announced. What do you guys think? The Turtles of Grayskull, Jake. Come on.
TMNT 2003. This sounds like stuff they do.
It's going to be written by Tim Seeley, who over recent times has been writing a lot of He-Man comics. As a matter of fact, he actually wrote that last He-Man story where it was He-Man of the Multiverse. Yeah. That title alone will kill your buzz on that whole plot, you know. But anyway, hey, this is him crossing over with a different franchise. Which, hey, you have to have fun with this sort of thing, you know. Like you see in the cover, it's titled Turtles of Grayskull. You see everybody, all the turtles, they have like some sort of design influence from He-Man's property. You have Raphael, who looks like he's going to be taking up the Ram Man helmet. You have Donatello, who looks like he's going to be like the Man of Arms. I mean, well, he looks like holding his mace anyway. Leonardo, it looks like he's gonna have his own sword, his own version of his sword, right? And you have Raphael, who just has Adam's hair for whatever reason.
You said Raphael twice.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry, the one with the nunchucks.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. Yeah, him. Sorry.
Oh my God, there's a beetle in my room.
It's live, people. All right, words are hard. Okay.
Words are hard. There's a beetle in my room.
Yay, CZ. But anyway, what do you think about this, Jake?
I mean, I think some people, I wouldn't say everybody, but like a lot of people who like, no, not even people watching cartoon. I think you should know. But I think the general audience should know that the TMNT is more than just like street level. I know that's how they present themselves because like that's the easiest to get into. But even in the earliest comics, like I think by issue 3 they were going to space, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like they were.
Oh yeah.
So so you know, it's like this is pretty normal. I mean, in 2003 they traveled the multiverse in one season. So
they traveled the multiverse. They went through time. They went through a whole time travel into the future season. What else? They met the multiverse
tournament. They fought the a giant dragon and turned into dragons. By the way,
yeah. It turns out Shredder himself was an alien in that universe, and you know,
Rokusaki.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like so, this is not that for Turtles.
Okay. And again, like, you know, you gotta have fun with these sorts of things. I mean, the last time the Turtles crossover was with Power Rangers, and they did something unique where, you know, the Turtles all became Rangers, while the Rangers got hit with mutagens, so they became hybrids of the dinosaurs that their swords are based off of, you know?
Yes.
So, yep. So here, let's see. We talked about like the fun gags that'll be between He-Man and the Turtles. Let's see what sort of chemistry you'll have between Skeletor and Shredder. You know, any potential there?
What for Shredder?
Yeah, I mean, I'll assume he's gonna be part of this too. You know, you have to have the big bad of He-Man teaming up with the big bad of Turtles. You know,
Skeletor has magic, doesn't he? I can't remember.
Yeah, he has magic.
Yeah.
I
don't know what you want me to add to this. I don't know what you want me to add to this.
Skeletor. Yeah. Skeletor magic with Shredder's ninja might. But yeah, that's all I got. I can't maybe Hordak, but that's for sure. So I think it'd have to be something with Skeletor. I would feel, but I can't think of I can't think of anyone higher than. I can't think of any. I think anyone higher than Skeletor that he could cross over.
Gotcha. But regardless, looks like a fun novelty. It's only 4 issues, so you're not exactly spending an arm and a leg. So, yeah. Okay, then. With that, I guess we can move on to the comic reviews. And with that, you start us off, Jake.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, we're riding on the wave of the Supersonic and Sonic IDW 69 as this Team Sonic enters in a race for charity. Mysterious sabotage leads them to suspect that things might be more than they seem. This comic was actually pretty fun. Lanolin aside, for the people at home, Lanolin is a IDW original character that has been hyped for her amazing design. She's a sheep. she was in the background of issues since issue 2, and eventually they decided to make her a main character. And the fan base is currently split on her because she is a giant stick in the mud, basically. Cryptid, I know you know how this feels. You know when you get mad at characters for like getting on Captain America's ass when he has more seniority? That's basically what Landlin does to a lot of the senior characters. Basically. That's the best way to explain it in a concise way. She, for instance, in this issue, when basically, so Sonic and crew are in a race, Sonic, Tails, and Amy, and they're all in a crew together. It's team race to see who gets there first. It's the preliminaries for the tournament, and Sonic is racing his arch racing rival, his hover racing rival, Jet the Hawk. I actually like this sequence though because Jet is talking mad shit to Sonic, and Sonic isn't saying a word, like he's barely acknowledging him. And then Jet's like, "So what you gonna do, Sonic? What you gonna say? I'm faster than you in every way." And Sonic just like hits the booster and speeds past him, and he just like sticks his tongue out like "fuck you."
Man, he has like his Hulk Hogan moment, like, "What you gonna do, Sonic?"
Yeah, Jet's going on. He's like, "Yeah, I got a better hoverboard. You don't know what's in store for you. Yeah, you haven't seen your grandma in a while." Like he's just going on.
What you gonna do when Jetamania runs all over you?
And Sonic just like, because Tails installed a booster on Sonic's hoverboard, so he hits the booster and speeds past Jet and turns around and just sticks his tongue out like "fuck you." That's all he said. But anyway, so Amy's hover gear goes haywire, and so does Sonic and Tails because it's been presumably tampered with. And Amy almost crashes and almost dies, essentially. And so Sonic and Tails try to save them, but they wind up creating almost a bigger mess because their hoverboards are about to cause like a collision with other riders. And then Whisper, another IDW creation, she snipes the hoverboard so they don't like crash into anything. And Lanolin, these are her friends, by the way. Lanolin goes up to her and goes up to them like, "Get off the track. You caused a big mess today. You could have hurt somebody." I'm like, well, they almost got hurt too. Are you gonna ask them if they're okay? Like, what's wrong with you? Imagine basically seeing your friend get into a car crash and you're just like, "You need to go to the police right now. You almost killed somebody." You're like, "Are you okay? Give me a second." But that's basically been Lanolin's character this arc, where she's kind of just been like, she's been telling other characters who have more seniority than her that they don't know how to use their powers, basically, and stuff like that. It's just like, what's wrong with you?
Jake?
Okay.
Interactions with him.
We use silent
for a moment. I was gonna be like, "Motherfucker."
No. But this is just pretty fun. We got a cool interaction with Dr. Eggman, who, wasn't really dead. I mean, it was just presumed he was dead, but we knew he wasn't. He sees Sonic's failure on the news, and he's like, "Listen, Sonic, I'm the only one who can embarrass you like that. So I will do whatever it takes to find out who sabotaged you. Together, we will work together on this." So I was like, "I don't really trust you." He's like, "Don't trust me. Trust that I want to be better than the man who made you look like a fool." So I was like, "I guess." So
hey, I'll take his word for it.
I'll take his word for it. But little do they know, because it's been built up in the background, that this is a part of a big conspiracy by a couple of villains, like a kingpin of crime named Clutch, Mimic, and Sonic's genetic clone, kind of, Surge the Tenric, who, just in case you don't remember, was tortured into being like Sonic but evil, basically. She was a person, and she was brainwashed into being an evil version of Sonic, essentially. And she hates Sonic for it. So, but yeah, so that's basically the issue. It's just basically they have to solve this big case. Like I said, it's entertaining. It's a great start to this arc, and the art is great. It's a callback to the original writers, or at least it looks close enough. And if you like those Riders games, you'll like this issue. There's a lot of fun references to be had. So, enjoyable.
How can you not like an issue that has a 69 in its title, audience?
That's true. We also figure out that Amy likes to put a lot of sugar in her coffee. So,
update, audience, I got a grilled cheese.
Yay. And he ain't going to share it with us, audience.
Nope, because I live in a different state than y'all. I don't even live on the same coast as you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make a prediction here, by the way. I'm going to be real quick about this. In a previous issue, when the Leyland controversy first started, there's a character named Mimic who has the ability to shapeshift. He infiltrates Lanolin's team. Lanolin's team, half of them believe that this person is a shapeshifter because one of them actually knows the shapeshifter because he killed her last team or helped kill her last team. And then the other one just has seen some shady behavior from him. Lanolin stops their investigation cold, and thanks to Mimic being kind of like good at lying, he's able to like make Whisper look like a fool, so Whisper starts crying about it, so everyone's off his tail. I would love for this to be revealed that Mimic was on their team the whole time, and Lanolin's like, oh my god, I was an asshole to my team for nothing. It's like I bullied my team and they were 100% right. You know, that's what I hope comes out of this as a learning lesson for her, no matter if it's for good or worse. But that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, then, audience. With that, let's move on to the next book, and it's going to be a book I'm talking about, which is Penguin. Oh, what was that? Which?
Sorry, I was confused on why Jake was going first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little bit. We're doing a little different this time, but
Okay,
anyway,
never mind.
we're doing Penguin issues number 8, 9, and 10. Audience, I love Penguin, and I really haven't been digging this Tom King Penguin run. So yeah, it took me a while to catch up, but this it's just a very weird writing style Tom King does. He just like does the most randomest things in his book. Like he randomly uh decided in, I think it was like in issue 6 or 7. Yeah, let me retell the origin of how Penguin and Batman became partners. You know, how Penguin got the Iceberg Lounge, even though in the last issue it established that Penguin was ready to come back to Gotham and take it from his children. You know,
Can we talk
I
about?
mean,
I just want to bring this up. When I saw this on the list, I was like, "Why is there just a comic book about penguins?" Because I didn't know this.
oh yeah, I know. We need to talk more about DC every now and then. You know.
I just forget that.
Hey, I've been trying to read more indie comics, so I try my best to contribute.
Yep. But I gotta say, this is the kind of like the story I wanted to see being told after reading that awesome Penguin one shot by Chip Zdarsky, which is going to center around Penguin's children, who are being referred to as the twins. One being Addison and the other one being Aiden. Addison is basically a gender bent penguin. You know, it's a clever way of having something old but marketing it as something new at the same time, you know? While her brother Aiden is really the muscle. And I'm not going to go detail for detail on these 3 issues because, frankly, I'm just bored of the whole Secret Service stuff that Penguin has to associate with. Because apparently, Amanda Waller wants Penguin to come back to Gotham to be the kingpin of Gotham, so that she could have the head honcho of Gotham working for her, this and that, and apparently the twins end up blowing the Martha Wayne Children Foundation. So yeah.
Bro, leave the kids out of this, bro.
I know. It's just being done to show how evil and cruel Addison is. You know, she literally blows up a daycare center that had Martha Wayne's name on it because Bruce Wayne wouldn't accept a buyout to leave Gotham from her. You know.
Welcome to Gotham.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you been seeing like Gotham Talk videos? I've been seeing them all the time. They're so funny.
I know, right? But in this, Penguin comes back. He's like, he knew that Riddler was doing some work with his children. They're being referred to as the twins, right? And Penguin has a confrontation with Riddler, and he tells him, "Look, if you mind, I want you to pass along a message to them. I want you to tell them that I'm going to kill them painfully as he's beating up Riddler, right? And later on in the issue, like Penguin ends up getting a sit down with his daughter. They have a drink. It's a very mafia sort of like moment. You have the head of one mafia meeting with the head of the other mafia. Like they're not going to kill each other, but they're going to be talking. And then Addison is like telling her dad, "Look, Dad, I know you got her force. I know you have plans to come back, but I wanted to tell you up front. I'm going to kill all the people you're working with, and I'm going to kill you painfully." And Penguin is like, "Give me a hug!" like. Like I am so proud of you for being my daughter, like God damn it, man. Like she just is she just is Oswald Cobblepot, just gender bent form.
That's
And
that's
those
the person you want to be with the rest of your life.
yeah. I mean, there are points throughout like the biggest favorable moments of this series are really the interaction Penguin has with his children. You have this you apparently come to find out that Penguin has just been letting it out to informing Batman of the trading routes that the Iceberg Lounge has in in, in collaboration with Mannheim, or whatever that gang from Metropolis is. So Batman has been stopping them, and Addison's like a little pissed off because that just means her business is going down a bit because of this. So she goes to meet up with her father, and her father is at the park, feeding the birds bread, this and that. And she goes on this whole monologue saying how, like, she remembered growing up, right? How daddy wasn't always home every day. How that whatever free time he did have, he would go out and spend it with the birds. I never understood that. And worst
Sometimes
of
I want
all,
to chill, man. Sometimes I just want
I,
to chill with the birds. What's wrong with birds?
oh, here's where she has a problem with birds, which she's like, why does he give these animals love and not me? This
Mm.
man, my father, made me jealous of a damn pigeon. Like, oh
Yeah.
damn, yeah. So like she comes up to Penguin as he's in the bench feeding the pigeons, and then she comes up, holds one of the pigeons, saying, "Hi, Daddy," and she kills the pigeon right in front of Oswald, saying like, "Do you have a sec?" "Oh, absolutely, hon. Why don't you have a seat? It's wonderful to catch up on things. Have you been eating lunch? You look a little pale right now." This is just creepy. Like, I know, right?
It's the
She basically,
penguin. Respect.
I know, yeah. So basically, she lets it out in the open, like, yeah, it turns out I'm going to be, a bunch of my business associates are going to try to attempt to kill me. And yeah, I need your advice on this sort of thing since, you are the expert in this. And he's like saying, well, just know, good luck, kiddo. Know that your dad loves you. And, and don't worry, they won't kill you. I'll eventually kill you. So,
Sounds
yeah.
like one of me.
Yep. So she comes back. She's very pissed off, like all this. She lets it all vent out in front of her brother, right? Now the brother is more the muscle, hands down. Aiden, then he's okay with it. He's okay with dealing with the crap as long as his sister deals with all the stressful management stuff. And he doesn't mind having to just come in, beat some skulls every now and then. And she basically orders him to go kill their father, and he's like, you know what? Okay, I'll do it. No, you're
He's like,
not gonna get any
oh,
argument.
fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, we knew this was going to have to happen eventually. So Aiden goes with his forces, the ones that are employed with Addison, to go up against Penguin, who also has his forces. Now, keep in mind, he has a covert op from Amanda Waller called the Force of July. Yeah, a bunch of patriotic agents, and they beat the shit out of Aiden and his crew. Like, it wasn't even a challenge. Like, god dang. And the only person left standing is really Aiden, who's on his knees as Penguin comes up, and Aiden's like asking his dad, "Dad, uh, am I a disappointment?" And Penguin's like, "Nah, nah, you aren't. But I do want you to pass a message to your sister if you could do your old man a favor, right?" Okay. Oh, you'll do that? Oh, that is great. Son, I always knew you were a good boy, as Penguin is just beating him senseless with his umbrella. And he's giving it this whole monologue saying, Aiden, I hear some parents, they hope for the best for their children. They hope that they can have a better life than they ever had, to succeed in life, to surpass their parents, this and that. But that was never me. You see, I am the bird of Gotham, and I will never be surpassed. So, no, Sonny boy, I am not disappointed in you, or your sister for that matter. Because I knew right from the beginning you were always going to be beneath me. Damn. Damn. Cold hearted. Would you look at that?
That's
And
true.
then he proceeds to stab to jam the umbrella and stab it right through his kidney, Aiden's kidney.
Listen, you gotta put him in line sometimes. You gotta let him know. You gotta let him know that this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sometimes daddy has to remind, sometimes daddy has to whip out the belt, or in this case, the umbrella,
And that's valid parenting.
And the issue kind of ends with, Addison, like, she's at a slump right now. Her business deals aren't going great because of the Penguin. And so now she looks to enlist the aid of Batman to team up together to go up against the Penguin. So, yeah, again, Addison, to me, she's the star of this series. I just can't believe Tom King waited this long to, like, to have the story focus on the children. Because that's how Chip Zdarsky set this up. It sounded like we were going to get a story about Penguin's children's, but yeah, whatever. It started getting good towards the end, audience. So, yeah. Yeah. Buy this and trade. Don't wait month to month. Read this issue by issue. It's better to read it all up front. I mean, I had to read this all. I had to read the last 3 issues, back to back.
But what about
And
sales though? What if it gets canceled because you waited?
it's Tom King. I don't think DC's going to want to cancel his book. I mean, and plus it is DC. I mean, whoever thought Penguin of all characters was going to get a book to begin with?
I figured eventually he might get one. I mean,
Like an ongoing series. I mean.
Oh, it's not a miniseries. It's just gonna keep going forever and ever. Halloween.
Yeah, I don't know how long this series is going to go. I mean, it's in issue 10 right now. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it surpassed expectations.
Okay. Well,
It's still a crushing blow that Chip Zdarsky couldn't stay and write this, but I guess he just got a better deal with Marvel with Avengers Twilight.
oh, it is what it is.
Judgment, no judgment.
It's true.
Okay. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this. I know, audience, I'm skipping a lot about the last 3 issues, but frankly, the rest, aside from the children, is boring
He
stuff.
doesn't want to give away too much, so go read it for yourself, you nerd.
Yep. Okay, which?
My turn?
Yay, your turn.
Okay, so I'm talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, issue 2 out of 4, I'm assuming, because that's how long Dracula was. So basically, it starts off with our lovely narrator, our main character, Kate. She's explaining that she has a condition called anoxic brain damage or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's anoxic. Basically, yeah, it's from lack of oxygen in the brain. Keep in mind, she almost drowned like twice in her life, so yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so she's like, oh yeah, all common side effects are confusion and hallucinations, and she can't even trust her own memories because she has this condition because she almost drowned twice.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she wakes up on a couch, with an IV in her arm because she almost drowned, and so she takes out her own IV, which I don't think that's advised. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. And she walks over to a room where they're doing autopsies.
Yeah.
And so the guy doing sorry, there's something on my book. Anyways, so the guy doing the autopsy, he's explaining that this is another John Doe, a victim of the creature, like suffocation, strangulation, drowning, a big slash to the face, that will do it, So basically it's explaining what happened to the person who died and everything. And he has the audacity to be like, but why? Why would this creature go out and kill people, Like, I'll get to it later. But, like, even when I was first reading it, I was like, come on. Anyways.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, why is, like, so much, like, what would lead this creature to so much violence and stuff like that? And, like, Kate pulls up and she's like, it isn't a mythical creature committing these killings, but it's an American serial killer, who came here a few months ago.
Always those damn Americans.
I know, it's the damn Americans pulling up to Latin and South American countries, just trying to be annoying, man. Come on, Cryptic, come on.
Nah, I'm just rereading my Spiderboy issues, all right? Right now, I didn't hear that.
You're not even paying attention? Just kidding.
Okay.
So
now, go ahead.
The mortician is doing the autopsy already. And he's like, oh, good to see that you're up and about, Kate. Like, do you remember who I am? And she's like, okay, you're Dr. Edwin Thompson. Like, this is your lab. I'm not that stupid, okay? I know I almost drowned twice, but, like, shut up.
Yeah.
Anywho, so he's like, yeah, I'm good to see that you're up and at it, Like, your homies will be happy and everything like that. And he's able to inspect the lungs and be like, oh, yeah, this is full of water, bestie, Like, the left one has burst, it's leaking oxygen and water into the bloodstream, which you don't need to be a professional to know. That's probably not good. Like, I have a friend who just graduated from medical school.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she read this book, she would be like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Maybe I should get her to read this book. Shit.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Spread the readership, which...
I know, get more people to read this book. It's so good. I'm taking her to my comic shop on Friday to go get the Monster High Pride book. Besides the point.
Nice.
So, Kate is like, oh, you stole these corpses from the morgue in town. And he's like, oh, I bought them. Like, I need to understand what happened, And Kate's like, so you really believe that the creature did this? Like, are you sure you're not reaching? And he's like, yeah, you told me you saw it the last time you woke. And Kate was like, oh yeah, I was confused, but there is a real killer out there, bestie. Like, there's a real killer, creature or not, Like, this guy has claimed at least 7 victims in the U.S. and now he's coming here to kill more people. Like, I think she said that she was in Peru. I don't remember exactly. I have to go reread the first issue.
Okay.
But I do believe it's in Peru. But yeah. So she's like, hey, can you take me to the place where the murder took? Like the murder place? And he's like, I can hazard a strong guess. Like why? And she's like, just take me there, man. Like, take me where you can find this black sand. She wants to find the creature, and she wants to find where this guy's been killing people. And he's like, if you insist, my dear, I think we can manage that. And he's like, in this panel specifically, he has like a bloody knife, and he has this creepy grin. So that's fun. Anyways, we get a splash art of where the title is. It's great. So cut to the swamp where Kate was last issue before she almost drowned again. And to the person that is on the boat with her, like who's driving the boat, she's like, "Oh yeah, thanks for saving me and stuff." I didn't know I didn't know there was a lagoon. I just pulled up here just trying to find answers. And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, if you do, dude, it's all good. Trust me, a lot of people die here and then come back." It's like a whole thing. And Kate's like, the doctor doesn't seem worried, and the driver's like, "Oh yeah, he believes the creature sometimes resides here, beyond other things, And so we cut to the bottom of the lake, of like the body of water that they're in, and you get this bit of dialogue. The creature again, great. So now it's stalking me, huh? So this is Kate talking.
Yeah.
Maybe this is gonna be a new shape of water. Who knows? I actually like water.
That was a good movie.
Great movie. We love monster romances. Anyways, besides the point. So they're heading into the forest, and they're trying to find answers and everything like that. And Kate is like, "Okay, so this revenge is for you," because the doctor was like explaining, by this he was like, "Oh yeah, I was fascinated by this young guy who was a part of our expedition. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I'm not even gonna try, but I could spell it out."
Go ahead.
To do that, go read this book for yourself because I don't know how to pronounce a lot of big words. Just kidding. I do, but I just don't know how to pronounce this specific word.
Try it, Witch. Come on.
Okay. Ichthyologist. I don't know. It's spelled ICHTHYologist. So.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I'll Google it later. And before the audience is like, "Why didn't you Google this before you started talking about this?" Shut up. Okay. I don't come here to have to freaking do a lot of research. Ignore that. That was my keychains. There was a bug on my ring light. Anyways. So going back to that scene with Kate, the doctor's like, "Oh yeah, I believe that this creature to be a relic, proof of a missing link between ocean and land life." And it's like, how has it survived, And it's like, come on, think for 2 seconds, bitch. Think for 2 seconds. Anyways, so he's also like, "How could I not seek to capture it?" And Kate's like, "But what exactly do you want to do with it?" And the doctor's like, "Oh yeah, you tell me, man. Like, do you want to know, like, what you're looking for? This Darwin Collier or whatever." She's like, "I want to expose him. I want to see him arrested and tried for his crimes, and then, I don't know, get deported back to the U.S. so that he could face even more crime charges." And so the doctor's like, "Justice." And so, remember the boat driver? So he's like, "Shh, I think we have a problem. Like, listen, man." So we see some guys out there with guns. He calls them narcos. I don't know. The only thing I know about that is the show. Probably something relates to it there. I don't know. But all you need to know is that guys with guns are here. Not fun. So the doctor's like, "What are they doing here, man? Like, the cocaine labs are like 2 to 3 miles away, like north from here, man." And Kate's like, "They must be here for him. Like, he's really here." And so one of them is like, "Collier, are you there?" And guess what? We see one of those guys in the trees. Not Collier, but we see one of the guys in the trees. He was like, "Oh, I thought we weren't on speaking terms no more." Like, not what happened to poor Eduardo over here. And Kate's like, "Ah, shit, it's him. It's the dude." Just kidding. So yeah, they have to deal with these motherfuckers. We find out what happened to our poor Eddie boy over here. He got disciplined. When I think of disciplined, I think that he probably got killed.
Ooh.
Probably. Let's just say disciplined for the sake of our sanity. Anyways, so Kate's like, "I need to see his face, And the driver is like, "Miss Marsden, like, where are you going? Please be careful, because it's like, first of all, there's there's people with guns over here, and then in the water there's probably like a creature that's probably gonna get her killed. Plus, she also has that freaking condition, you know, when she almost drowned twice,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah, now they have to deal with this guy, like Collier, right, or whatever the fuck he is. So they have to deal with him, and so also like Kate is going around trying to like get him, you know, and she's like, "Oh, I found you! Like I found you!" And guess what? She can't really do much now because she's throwing up a lot,
Ooh.
and she's foaming at the mouth. Just kidding, it's not foaming at the mouth. It's just vomit. So yeah, that's not fun. And she explains the condition she has again. And so then her vision starts fogging up and everything. We see these like vines and eyeballs like drawn around her, you know. It's actually really nice art. Like, and we see these like vines more and more. Keep in mind, that's more of a figment of her imagination than actually real. But the two people that came with Kate, they pick her up and they try to take her out, you know. And so we see something in the in the trees. And guess what? The creature is real, bestie. And guess what these motherfuckers with guns try to do?
What?
I want you to guess. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, people with guns. They use them to go fishing.
Yeah, sure. They shoot at the creature.
Okay.
And guess what? And you remember from the beginning where the doctor guy was like trying to figure out like why the creature is killing and attacking these people? Well, I got your answer, because they keep trying to attack him.
Oof.
And we got this like 2-page like splash art of the creature killing some of these guys. And honestly, like pop off, King. We love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I was the creature and I was just chilling out in my freaking swamp, you know, just chilling. You know, like chilling out in the lagoon, and like these guys with guns try to shoot at me, I would defend myself too, you know? I would do that too.
Yeah, monsters have rights too, audience, you know?
Monsters have rights. Anywho, so the doctor's like, what's happening, man? And the driver's like, oh yeah, they must have turned on each other perhaps, but this is not our concern. We gotta go. And don't worry, Kate wakes up and she's like, I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Like, what is, like, it was the shock of seeing him, you know? Like, the Collier. Like, it's not fun. So she's, like, trying to, like, get into it, you know? Because, like, she just vomited and passed out by the water. Like, she almost drowned. Again. Third time's the charm, I guess. Anyways. So, yeah. A lot of these guys, like half of these guys are dead because of the creature. And yeah, the Collier wants to stay because, oh my God, so much death. It's so beautiful. You know, like I can find beauty in death too, but this guy's kind of giving me bad vibes. And this guy's giving me bad vibes. Anyways, we cut to nighttime where Kate is in her condo apartment. I don't know. But she's also explaining her condition again, you know. Like, she was like, oh yeah, the water can like change you entirely, man. Like, it also changes your like behavior and personality, you know, and everything. So she opens the window when she wakes up, right? And guess who she sees in the trees? In one of the trees.
Ooh.
She sees the creature.
Yay.
See, I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're just looking at each other. And Kate is like, I'm going to kill him. That's the only justice to be found in the rainforest, isn't it? And then the creature just like looks. And he jumps into the water, and Kate is like, "This is how it ends," and that's where the issue ends. We also do got a letters page, but I'm not gonna read out every single letter. Like, I don't need to do that. Anyways, issue 3 comes out on the 26th, and I'm excited because anyone who knows me, I've been loving the Universal Monsters comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, starting with Dracula, and now it's this one. And I heard the next one's going to be Frankenstein, which I'm really excited about.
Ooh.
Because Frankenstein's monster is cool AF. Like, come on. I've been talking about Christopher Chaos. Like, you should know me better.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm gonna have to check out that Frankenstein ones because out of all the Universal monsters, I'm more lean towards Frankenstein's my favorite.
I'm
So
hoping that after the Frankenstein one, we get either the Phantom of the Opera or the Wolfman. But honestly, I'm not really picky because I love them all in their own ways.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we should move on before I start
Gotcha.
talking about Monster Man. But anyways,
Cool.
if this turns out to be a monster romance, I'm not gonna be angry.
They made a movie about
Shape
it.
of Water again.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, I think we should move on. Which you mind if I do mind so you can have the rest of the night, the rest of the show to talk about your pride?
Yeah, I won't. It won't take me too long, but yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
Like, go talk about your book first.
Gotcha. All right, audience, we're on to the next, and we're starting with.
We call that teamwork around here. Okay, that's what I call that.
Yeah,
There
for
you
one.
go. It's funny you should say
Also,
that, Jake.
part of the reason is I don't want Cryptid to be last and have to talk about Spiderboy.
All right, audience, we're talking about Spiderboy number 7, and it's funny you should talk about teamwork, Jake, because that's the word of the day for this book.
I thought it was unnecessary.
Hey, save it for when we get to that moment. But anyway, audience, to catch you up to speed, like Spider-Boy is now held hostage by Madame Monstrosity and forced to undergo her experiments, while his best friend Christina got fused with a pigeon and now is forced to, work in their farm. But now she's able to talk to pigeons, so she gets one of the pigeons to transfer a note to go find Spider-Man, which she does, and the note said, Spider-Man, we need your help. Also, Spider-Boy's in trouble. Signed, Christine. Hurry up. And so while this is going down, you go to Jarvis's lounge, an exclusive club for Earth's mightiest heroes, as wouldn't you know it, Toy Soldier comes knocking at the door. Who's Toy Soldier? Toy Soldier, you may ask? He is the hand of the Super Adaptoid who Spider-Boy liberated. And keep in mind, Toy Soldier is basically the ultimate Marvel Legends figure. He could turn into any superhero you want and have any power of that superhero he wants. Yeah. And he once wanted to be partners with Spider-Boy. But here he's like, greetings, I am Toy Soldier with the power of every Avenger you have, and I wish to join your team.
Even the MCU exclusive ones, like the one from whose name I forgot, Kohori. Yeah, that one. Yeah, even her.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Toy Soldier, if they could deny Spider-Boy a membership, I'm sorry, but I don't think they'll accept you in the team either. So,
Wait, if they could deny a 10-year-old a membership, yeah, I'm sure they have their reasons. Yeah.
If they can hire a 10-year-old, what makes you think they'll hire a 10-inch? So anyway, regardless, Spider-Man comes in, he gets the people that are at that place, which is, Thor, Captain America, Squirrel Girl, and Toy Soldier to all come together and go save Spider-Boy. But while this is going down, Spider-Boy is being tortured by Madame Monstrosity. She's trying to get information out of him, like, how did you escape? How did you wipe everybody's memories? And Spider-Boy is like saying, oh, okay, so you aren't all that clever for a mad scientist. You ain't all that smart, are you? Huh. And, oh, okay. I think I know why you want this information. It's because you can't actually turn people back. Oh wow! Wait till they all learn about this. You're going to be in so much trouble. Like, oh, I bet you're a laughing stock to all the scientists out there. And Madame Monstrosity has a flashback to when the evolutionary came in and pretty much called her stupid and disgusting to him. Oh, that pissed her off so much that she ended up tasing Spider-Boy directly with her tase gun. And that was enough to trigger Spider-Boy's spider sense, which actually showed the danger that was going to happen to Madame Monstrosity, where all her experiments are going to all turn on her after they find out that she can't actually them back. And this is just hilarious to Spiderboy because he's like saying, "Oh my God, you don't know this, but you're in for a world of trouble, and the only person who could save you is me, your hostage." I want you guys to put yourself in Man Monstrosity's shoes for a second. You hate this boy with all your might, yet you're being told that he's the only one who's going to save you from the butt whooping of your life.
I don't have to imagine it, Cryptid.
Yeah, I don't have to. I already hate him.
And he's going to save you from the ass whooping of your life. Do you still hate him?
I'll take the ass whooping. Peter! Help!
Peter ain't here.
Miles, where you at? Miguel?
Yeah, okay.
Cooper?
All there is a boy. Settle with it. Deal with it.
No, why would I deal with it?
I'll take the ass whooping. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You're like, I'll take the ass whooping. I lied.
So anyway, it's at this point when the Avengers all pop up to come in to save Spider-Boy, and Madame Monstrosity is like getting all her animal forces to prepare for battle against the Avengers. Oh wow, you self-righteous, superpowered do-gooders. Don't tell me you're here for your precious little sidekick. Oh, and that's when Thor lets it out. Vile woman, that boy is no mere sidekick. He's a hero to Spider-Man, a friend to Miles, a partner to Captain America,
Hey, Cryptid.
a mentor to Toy Soldier, and most importantly, he's a really great kid to Squirrel Girl.
Hey, Cryptid.
Now this, go ahead.
If he's all those things, where is he during Blood Hunt?
Yeah, where's B negative? Where's B negative? Which
Morbius?
yeah.
Morbius. I can survive without B negative, but where's Morbius?
Spider-Boy was good enough to be in that gang to have one issue in Gang War, which there.
Where is he during Blood Hunt? Where Thor and Scarlet Witch and Black Panther are being tortured and turned into vampires by the Blood Covenant and Blade.
Wow.
Miles became a vampire, spoiler alert.
Wow, which you expect a 10-year-old boy to go up against vampires and Blade, which Riel's
a child.
Wow. Is she 10 years old?
Tigra's a mother.
Is she 10 years old, Witch?
No, but she has a child.
Okay, there you go. Again, the rule Spider-Boy has is he can't go up against people above a C list.
All of the Blood Covenant, most of the Blood Covenant haven't had first appearances until this event. Besides one, I think they would be considered C list and below.
No, they're fighting against the Avengers, so they're top tier. So they're more than fighting; they're beating them. Yeah. So. Yeah, but anyway, so let's get back to this. I like that little dialogue. Like, it's basically all the people Bailey made a connection with since coming back, right? And they're all just coming in here to help out Bailey and kind of give a one-word description as to what Bailey is to them. So go ahead, guys. What does Bailey mean to you?
He means worthless. Irrelevant. Unneeded.
Which?
Failure.
Which?
I got more words. I got more words if you need more.
No, keep going.
Mistake. Retcon.
Irrelevant after this book.
I already used that one. Erasable. Did you want a positive message for this, or what were we trying to?
I just wanted one word. Okay, which? You're next.
Irrelevant, especially after this book.
That was Jake. Oh, come on.
I took all the easy words.
Well, to me, he's a rising star, and deal with it.
Hey Jake, hey Jake. After this book ends, do you think he's gonna be super relevant outside of like the freaking multiverse events?
I feel like Dan Slott will do anything he can.
But you know,
hey, Spider-Boy is the key to turning the whole world into Otto Octavius's audience. Keep that in mind. So,
anyways,
okay, so back to the book. So yeah, you have all the Avengers fighting off against all the animals, all the animal hybrids, and Christina ends up breaking Bailey out, and you know, Bailey's mom, who turns out to be a cat lady who's a maid, she still doesn't believe that that's her child, but she still wants to care for Boy Spider, Bailey's by pure circumstance, that's basically the closest thing to a brother he has. But she does want to help in stopping Madame Monstrosity, so she takes them to the one room that she was never allowed to go in to clean, which just so happens to be the room where Madame Monstrosity has her husband. Keep in mind he got fused with an owl, but in the process of separating the two, the husband's mind is in the owl's body, and the owl's mind is in the husband's body. So yeah, basically it's like, well, the husband's like, okay, basically it was good while it lasted, but the gig is up. We gotta stop Madame Monstrosity, this and that. And what is Madame Monstrosity doing? She goes down to her lab, and she anticipated something like this would happen one day, so she had a failsafe. She ends up fusing with every animal specimen she has in her lab. You're
that's
talking about, yep, you're talking about snakes, piranhas, crabs, goats, bats, eagles, chickens, you name it.
you.
You just had to do that, didn't you, witch?
You gave me the perfect opportunity now, and you expected me to do that?
Lay it easy on your mom jokes when it comes to Bailey. All right,
No.
his mom doesn't even want to consider herself his mom. Feel
Okay,
for this
neither did
kid.
Mystique for the longest time when it came to Nightcrawler, so I don't want to hear it.
Gotcha. But anyway, so the Avengers end up defeating the animal hybrids, and Bailey reunites with them. Even brings the Oh wait, no. But before that, after the Avengers finish defeating them, that's when Madame Monstrosity comes out. Pathetic little heroes. You've thought you came here to fight a madam. Now prepare to fight the monstrosity. She
No.
comes out. She comes out looking like a dinosaur, but she has every. She's a mixture of a lot of things right now. So she's basically a kaiju at this point. Captain America's like, oh,
Consider that a kaiju. It's more like an amalgamation.
it's weird. I'll send you a picture of it later, guys. But anyway, she's proving herself more than a match to go up against the Avengers, and that's when Bailey comes in with her husband, and they basically let it out to all the citizens in that farm that Madame Monstrosity has been lying to them this whole time, and that yeah, she needs to be stopped. And Madame Monstrosity is like, okay, fine, I lied to you all. There is no fix. What do I care? I am an all powerful now. Nothing can stop me. And that's when Spider-Boy has his moment. You're wrong. I can stop you by doing what I do best. Having a team up. Hey guys, she has the power of every animal. You know what we have? The power of every animal combined, plus the Avengers. Today, I learned that that's the best power of them all. The power of friendship.
Okay, I've watched Magical Girl, and this ain't.
The This is the point where I'm like thinking of that theme song from that Transformers movie. You got the touch. Dun, 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 dun. You got the power. Yeah. So Monstrosity couldn't believe this, and at this point she realized, okay, maybe I'm biting off a little bit more than I can handle, but it didn't matter as somebody starts communicating with her, saying, now you intrigue me, madame. Will you join me in my studies? Yeah, it's a high evolutionary who comes and sees what Madame Monstrosity has become.
Yeah, no
And
one's surprised. No one's shocked.
Yep. This is your last chance. What say you? And she's like, really? Oh, yes. I'll take that offer. Please beam me up, Supreme. Because audience, it didn't need to be stated, but you kind of had like the hots for the high evolutionary, So she gets beamed up into his ship. And she's like saying, "Oh my God, this is such an honor, sir. I knew you would change your mind about me."
Her husband be like, "What the hell, man? I'm stuck as an owl forever, and now you get to go off with the high evolutionary? Fuck you, man."
I know. But the joke is on her. High evolutionary is like saying, "Oh, wait. What was that? No. That is not it at all." As he puts Madame Monstrosity in the cage. It's like, "What's the meaning of this?" I never said I had a desire to work with you. I just wish to work on you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You did do something impressive. Never have I seen so many living creatures spliced into one. You have become the ultimate oddity. Come, let's begin round 1 of our tests, shall we? Bam, as the issue ends.
Dang. Well, she's got worse papers.
Is it really torture? Is it really torture if you're being tortured by the person you simp over? Which?
It depends on what you're
into. Yep. But yeah, we do get a letters page at the end from the Bailey Bugle column. Yep. Yeah, Spiderboy is that exposed enough to have his own news site, audience. Yeah.
Oh, shut up. Anyways.
And I don't see the Miles Bugle anywhere, audience, huh? Where's that?
Did you just dip this on Miles Morales?
Hey, I don't see Miles having his own bugle named after him.
That's because Miles has 2 successful movie franchises. Okay, he don't got time for
he got 2 successful movies,
and he's in
iconic comic books
and iconic video games.
Yeah, well, Bailey could talk to spiders and is the key to taking over the world. So yeah.
Meanwhile, Miles is the key to saving the multiverse. Okay, I don't know.
Who isn't saving the multiverse these days?
Not Spiderboy.
Just wait. The next event is going to be the next Spider-Verse event. Bailey's going to be the cornerstone about
happening
it.
Right now. The new Spider-Verse event is happening right now. I just read where they introduced Star Spider and had a Web Weaver story in there, and also there was a fucking Web Weaver and Peter Parker story on the Marvel Unlimited app.
Oh, which is so cute that you think that's going to be the only Spider-Verse event. The final Spider-Verse event. We're going to have multiple.
Hey, at least I'm over here not freaking praising a fucking toddler, a freaking ginger toddler.
Ooh.
Anyways, let's move on so that we can actually get to a good book.
Any final thoughts on this, Jake?
Like I said, the Bailey, I kid. Spider-Boy has potential. It just mucked up a lot, and I don't know. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I hate him. It just depends. But like as an idea, he's an interesting idea. He just shouldn't have been retconned in the way he was. I always said
You just want Peter J. Damasi to come in and save Bailey from Dan Slott, right? Just say it.
But
I and a lot of other people have beef with Dan Slott, so let's move on to it.
just one last thing. I will say that, like I said, I play up my hate for Spiderboy. I think he has potential.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on before the beetle comes and attacks me, okay? And I'm not talking about the blue variety.
Go ahead,
Anyways, it is my turn. I am going to be talking about DC Pride 2024. And before anyone asks, I probably will not talk about Marvel Pride. I liked it, but not as much as previous years. So I'm probably not going to talk about it. And if I do, it'll probably be closer to the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know what you expect from me to talk about when it came to Marvel Pride. It's literally just the Mystique and Destiny Renew Your Vows.
That's the biggest advertisement that book had.
Yes. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about this book in a traditional sense because there's a lot of stories. And honestly, I don't know most of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to talk about things I did like. So I liked how this year they gave stories to characters that people probably won't know as well. Like the first story is about Starman, who's like a blue alien guy with pink hair. I don't know. I like this story. I'll check him out. Why not? Like I recognize the artist. It's all great. Another thing I do like is the ads. You know how like in a lot of comic books, when they have ads, it's usually to promote other books they have. Well, This one, it doesn't really promote other books besides like DC Pride at the end. So they actually like advertise like queer organizations and charities that you can like donate to and like join and stuff like that, which I really did like. So I don't see Marvel doing that. And not to like diss on Marvel, but like I don't know, DC Pride seems like they actually give a shit about their characters. But yeah, we also get a Jackson Hyde story as well. So that's cool. That's cool beans and everything. And like I do like the art, as well. I'm not really gonna be talking about the stories that much, maybe like a little bit here and there, but it's not really like talking about much. But I do like how the Jackson Hyde story is not just like one, like a story in just like one place. Like you go, like for his story, you start off in the ocean, and then you go up to like this like this place, like this like island, this floating island planet thing called New Genesis, which is pretty cool, where you get introduced to a group of people that prioritize love and everything like that. And the character of Orion, who kind of looks like a crossover between Apollo and Peacemaker. If you see what he looks like, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, I could see it. He's like, the only thing I love is the battle. I don't care about all that mushy gushy stuff, So our Arrow Ace King. But like, I don't know, that was like really nice. It was a really nice story. Sorry if I'm like kind of just like, I only fully read this book like once. Also, yes, Jackson Hyde does get to make out with someone and get a boyfriend. He kind of looks like Garth, like the first Aqualad. I think that's what his name was. I think I might mixing it up, but that's like the name that I remember him having. But he kind of looks like him, but I don't think it is him. But it's fine. Anyways, we got like every other page. We got like some cool art, And thank you, Glad, for acknowledging that Pride is a protest. It's not just like for corporations to pull up, But it's all good. Also, we do get a Poison Ivy story, but funny enough, it's not with Harley. It's with this other girl, which I don't actually know her name. But all you need to know is that she's wearing a green like a green painter's gear, and she has a blonde bob. That's all you need to know. But what I like about the story is that she gets to actually like be a villain, well, technically, but she lives on like this like alien planet. Why can't I think of words right now? And like you see these people who are like me, calling innocent people groomers and shit like that, But guess what Ivy does?
What?
She puts a fungus on one of them, and it causes him to grow a whole bunch of fungus. And then there's like this like bug cop dude who just like gets the guy, which I thought that was funny as hell. I was like, suck it, bitch. Have fungi grow on you. Ha! You know? Anywhoosies. I think we get a cute moment with Ivy, you know, where they pull up and show off like these cool fungi, you know. And guess what? You remember those people from earlier? The meh people? Well, they start shooting at Ivy. And guess what she does?
What?
She pulls up with the fungi that was in this case, you know, and causes everyone to like hallucinate and make out with themselves.
Ooh.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
This is what we want to do to homophobes, but we are not allowed to because of homophobes, you know? Anyways, we get Catman art. It's great. Anyways, remember Cryptid yesterday? I was talking about that one girl that I couldn't remember the name of, Steel.
Yeah.
The daughter of the other Steel.
Yep.
She also gets a story. And I remember online people were upset with how Raven looks, and they were like doing their own little edits and everything, which I thought was cool. Like, yeah, no, this would have been fine if this wasn't Raven, but it is Raven, and she just looks so off compared to all of her other designs. Like, I don't know how I feel with her being like me, like pale as me with like short purple hair, you know? Like, I don't know. There was like, it's like a whole thing. Don't worry about it. I know someone's gonna be annoyed by this, but like, anyway. So basically, it's just her being like, "Oh, I need to talk to this girl who's hosting this party I'm going at, and I can't talk to her because I ghosted her like a bajillion times." You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we got a Midnighter cameo in this book, which is cool because I love Midnighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, we get a Xanthi and John Constantine cameo. Don't worry, gays. I got you. Anyways, so yeah, she does get to Steel does get to talk to Tracy 13. That's her name, by the way. So that was nice. And I actually do like this scene. It's like a really nice like heart to heart, which we don't really get to see a lot, being like, oh yeah, I messed up for my past mistakes, you know, and I want to actually apologize, which I like. It's not just like, oh, at the end these characters are just gonna make out or have sex or whatever, which some of these stories they do, don't get me wrong. Like the first 2 stories ended similarly like that. But I do like how some of these stories don't end like that, you know? Like they can just end on like an apology and like a making up, you know, not a making out. And yes, we do get a John Kent story, don't worry. But it's mostly just him hanging out with his boyfriend and his friends, you know? Like it's pretty chill. They go to like this like alien food market, which is really cool. And Lily, I know you're not watching this, but if you're watching this, I think we got a Hawkman cameo in this. So, like, if you want me to send you a picture later and so that you can confirm or deny, hit me up. You know where to find me. But, like, yeah, it was actually a really nice story where one of Jay's friends is, like, low-key kind of freaking out because he's awful at social situations with me. But, like, honestly, it was actually really nice. It's a really, really nice little story, you know, where John helps one of his friends, like, break out of his shell a little bit, and it's nice, you know, even if their picture got a little messed up, you know, it's all good. They went into like a photo booth, you know, so yeah, that was actually a really nice like little story, you know, just like the gays hanging out, you know, we don't always have to like get into relationships, we could just like hang out, you know, it's great. Also, we do get another Dreamer story, which all the Dreamer stories for the past few years have been really good. I've been really liking them. This one, she's learning how to astral project, and she's low-key kind of pissed that her mom never taught her and taught her sister about all this stuff instead. But, like, don't worry about it because she goes into, like, her mom's office and finds the note. And guess what? Her sister stole the book that Dreamer was supposed to use. Ooh. And basically just, like, breaks into her sister's house to grab the book and learn how to astral project. So, slay.
Wow.
Yeah. Trans people for the win, am I right? But no, it was actually a really nice story. Oh, there is a Dreamer story actually out right now. I did not know about that. See, that's a good thing.
Well, Dreamer's also in the Suicide Squad right now, so yeah.
I'm not reading most of these books. That's a lot of books, you know? Anywhoosies, we do get a Circuit Breaker and a Pied Piper story, which is really cool. Mostly just them getting goats and fighting monsters with Jay Garrick. It's great.
Mhm.
You know, going into like different scapes. You know, it's really cool. Anyways, yeah, we kind of do need more circuit breaker stories. Oh, I have to read The Flash. I don't want to read The Flash. I just want a book with circuit breaker in it. Is that a crime? Anyways, going back to it, Jay Garrick, you need to get your suit fixed because you just sewing little patches onto your suit is not gonna cut it. You know, like come on, bitch, come on. Anyways, we actually do get a Harley and Ivy story, but it's a preview for another book, which is really cool. Basically, it's like Kid Ivy and Kid Harley just like going in and freeing a whole bunch of animals for an animal shelter. It's actually really cute. Love the art style. I love how like Harley is Harley or like Harleen, because like it's like a whole thing, has like a black bubble with like a red outline with white text, which is really cool because you usually only see that for villains, you know? You don't really see that for Harley that much, / Harleen. So I'm assuming from this specific book, Harley has like DID of some sort, dissociative identity disorder, which is the whole thing. That would be an interesting take on her character. Anyways, so I'm really not going to get into this because I do recommend y'all reading this. But the last story is an autobiography of the writer Phil Jimenez, where he talks about how when he was younger he idolized Wonder Woman and the mascara and wanted to like do something with that, which is really good. And like coming to terms with like his childhood self, you know? And I thought it was a really cute story. I would recommend you read this book. The variant cover I have is where all the queer characters are hanging out on the beach. And yes, I did get it for the Apollo Midnighter cameo because this was the closest thing I was getting to a cameo. But like it. Go read the book. That's why I briefly discussed it, because I want y'all to read it. And also I don't know most of these characters, so
Gotcha.
Anyways,
in
that's
the
it.
Pride Wars 2024, it sounds like DC won over Marvel.
Well, not yet, because Monster High Pride comes out on Wednesday.
Okay. There's that too. So
stay tuned for next week, guys, for Monster High Pride.
Gotcha. Alrighty, guys.
A lot more about.
Cool. Alright, guys. We made it through the whole show. Yay. Proud of yourselves?
Yeah. I only had to switch with you once.
Yep. Only got through a daily dose of Bailey Briggs. So
anyway, so audience, please go on the Twitter and ask us what you want from the podcast. Do you want us to put it also on Twitch? Do you also want us to post it on Spotify? Like, please let us know. We are down to do that. Just like keep us in mind. Like tell us what you want. Okay, just tell us what you want so that we can do that for y'all.
Tell us what you want, what you really, really want. I said, tell us.
Yeah, what Jake said. Anyways,
you got the power.
Go on Twitter. Make it. If you don't have a Twitter, go make a Twitter.
And if you don't want to make a Twitter, that's also okay.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, DM me, like message me on my socials.
Yes.
You know, I got them. Yes. Just don't message me on the alt Twitter. I will not respond to you unless I know you.
If you find my phone number anywhere on the internet, you have permission to text Austin instead.
Audience, I don't have any of their phone numbers. I only have their Discords, which is close enough.
All right.
Bye, audience.
See you all later.